Hi everyone, welcome to the first stream of 2026. My goodness, it's a new year. Alright, so we're gonna do some rain clouds today. It's gonna be pretty chill. I don't know about you, but I feel like, oh, and I forgot to light my candle. Let's do that. I am still feeling a bit run down after the holidays and then going back to work, so I'm very much looking forward to just painting some clouds. So, my goodness, yeah, I had to hit the ground running right after New Year's. So it is so refreshing to just kind of sit at my desk and paint some simple shapes. And I hope that it is going to be a relaxing time for you too, either working in your sketchbook and continuing your sketchbook with me, or working on your own projects. But welcome. I think I'm going to start off by putting a border here with my washi tape. And I also apologize in advance, my voice is a bit done. After going back to teaching. And then we also had an open house yesterday, so I actually worked yesterday as well. Only have to do that a couple of times a year, so it's fine. Got to meet a lot of really nice families. Okay. I'm hoping I have enough of this washi tape left in the roll. There we go. So I've got my tea next to me in case my voice starts sounding like an old smoker's voice. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad. There we are. So I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. I'm actually kind of glad to be back. I like routines. The holidays can get a little bit crazy for me. I'm a very quiet person, and as fun as the holidays were, they were anything but quiet. I did my best to try and troubleshoot before starting a stream, but if the sound sounds off, let me know. Sometimes the balance between my voice and the music is a bit off. I can always change that. There we go. I'll hold that down. So I'm going to be using 3 colors today. Of course, you can use whatever colors you want for your colors from Deep Deep Light. We have Fly, Bilberry, and Asphalt. And I have recently gotten these colors, like within the last month or couple of months. And I really like this combination together. I think it's really pretty. I can pick things up. There we go. I think I'm just going to layer light to dark and not worry about drawing outlines for things. And bilberries over here. Let that sit for a moment. Actually, this one activates pretty quickly, so I can probably dip into that. Then I'm going to add a little bit of asphalt to it. I forgot how strong that was. Maybe a little bit more. Fly is pretty opaque. Let's try this. There we are. Make sure everything's looking okay. Stream looks fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and try a cloud. I'm going to just clear my throat really quick. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully you don't have to continuously do that. That's no fun to listen to. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put... Do I want to put a center? I kind of do. That's okay. I can always reactivate this paint on here, and it's not that big of a deal. Completely forgot that I wanted to do that. There we are. And we'll just go right back in to working with this paint. we are. I think I'm going to go back and forth between the two sides and allow one side to dry. I do have a hair dryer, but I don't want to hair dry this like every 30 seconds. That's no fun for you to listen to. I'd have to mute all the time. So let's go ahead and just do another cloud. I'm just cleaning my brush and lifting a little bit in the middle. Give a little bit of dimension to the clouds. There we are. I'm just going to mute for just a moment and dry these really quick. Okay, we're ready for a couple more clouds. Really glad that my candle didn't blow out either. Okay, let's go into Bilberry. Clean my brush. Here it is. So make sure I have enough water on there so that it granulates. Excuse me. Let's do one on the other side. Oh, you know what? Let's go over that one. Why not? There we go. I'm debating on either starting some raindrops before I finish the rest of the clouds, or just get it with the hairdryer now. Kind of leaning toward that so I can get an idea of how much room I'll have. Let's go ahead and just do that real quick. We'll dry those two blue clouds really quick, and then we'll put on another layer. Oh, you know what? I take that back. Always changing my mind. I mixed some fly and asphalt over here earlier. Let's go ahead and use that. You know what? It will bleed there, even if I do one in the background. Okay. We're muting for a second, sorry. There we are. It's been 72 weeks in this town. Oh my goodness, hi! Welcome in. Looks like Alana. I'm glad you can catch it too. Goodness, I'm just gonna clear my throat really quick. Sorry, did not realize that my voice is going to be this bad this morning. Welcome to my gravelly voice stream. Just drink some more tea. There we go. Alright, let's go back into this mix and actually paint a cloud. Do I want... I'm gonna make that even darker. It's a little too close to fly. There we go. Stick that down. I don't know if you can hear Kiwi in the background. She's my parakeet. She's been in a very good mood this morning. There we go. I have a sneaky suspicion that it's going to bleed through right there. But it is just a sketchbook. It will be fine. There we go. I think I want to leave that space there. Oh my goodness, something happened. I heard something and now... Let's see, I love you have a parakeet, we have a budgie. Oh great! And I don't have a notification inside. Is it the little hearts? Do those make noises when we do them? I love the little hearts over there, they're very sweet. But I don't want to miss if somebody did something else because I want to acknowledge it. I think it might have been the little hearts. I didn't know it made that sound. I don't know either. Okay, I just heard it now again, so if you're pressing little hearts, then that would be it. I'm actually going to refresh my stream, the one that I'm watching here, because there is a little bit of a delay between you doing things and then hearing me react to it. Hopefully it's not super huge. Hi, Laura. Oh, Happy New Year to you too. Glad to have you in. Okay. Let's go ahead and dip into asphalt. Get some dark, gloomy clouds on here. I love this color. It's so fun to play with. Go. Nice big cloud right there. I just don't know quite how to end my clouds. I feel like I make awkward clouds a lot of the time. Here we go. You know what? I think I know what that sound is because I enabled some notifications for chat. It makes a little chime every time that you chat so I don't miss your message. That's what that was. That is so useful. That's a new feature that I have on here. So, like, there's so many times where it's like, it's quiet in here for a little bit and that's totally fine. And then I get focused on my work and I miss somebody's chat and then I feel bad. So now there's a little chime that tells me that you have said something. That is super useful. I was really confused because it doesn't sound like any of my other notifications. I was like, I didn't program that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I have not run a live, so no idea what it's like on the creator side. Yeah, I've got 2 screens open right now. So one is more like a it manages the stream. So I have a little cutout of what you're actually seeing here, and below that I have all my controls for switching between different scenes, have all of the different sources for, you know, all the information that's on the screen right now, all the audio mixer stuff. I've got the chat on there. On the opposite screen, I've got YouTube open but muted so I don't hear myself talking to myself, just so I can see what you're seeing and make sure that it's not like just going black or something. So yeah. Plus all the nonsense of like cables and cameras and everything. But it's fun. I like streaming. I'll catch up on chat here. We've got Laura and Alana. And Anju, welcome in. And I'm glad you guys are getting to know each other too. That's also fun. Okay. Bring that up just slightly. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of water and reactivate this paint. It's been sitting a little bit. Give a little bit of lightness here. Okay. And dry the brush. I don't want to lift too much because then you can see all of this cloud. Yeah, let's put a little bit more back in here. Nice and wet so it granulates. There we go. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh, we've got an Aussie in here, but you're in the UK. Okay, so it is in the evening for you guys over there. Love meeting new art friends. Amazing. I do too. I don't have any like friends or family in the area that are into art, so it is nice to have people to talk to about it. I don't know if you have that situation either, but networking on YouTube and other platforms is so great. Let's see. I don't often catch lives, unfortunately, but I'm having a chilled Sunday evening. I'm so glad that it's chill for you. Let's see, Angie, I think it's wonderful that you have stayed with your lives. You're very good. Oh, thank you so much. And a natural at recording and having some nice music. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that it comes across that way. You have no idea when I edit how many ums and uhs I edit out of my videos. There you go. There you go. But thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. So yeah, I'm glad you started your journey. Awesome. And your journey has mostly been buying art supplies. I think we've all been there. And I'm kind of an enabler. I was surprised at how many, like I put up a video, you probably, I don't know if you saw it or not, but of like my favorite supplies from the last year. And I was shocked with how many views it got. It's like, wow. I think it's my #1 video now. It's like, oh, people like stuff. It's like, okay, good to know. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up. You guys are having such a good time chatting, which is amazing. My art supply budget was blown this week. Oh no! You know what I did? YouTube kind of did me dirty this week. So like I just got monetized. Like technically the process started like back in September, but hadn't really gone all the way through until maybe late October. And in order to get a payment, you need to beat a threshold of $100. Well, I went to go check to see where I was at, and it was like, congratulations, you have so much in your account, whatever, we're going to send you a payment at the end of the month. I was like, oh my gosh, my first payment, this is such like a milestone. So I splurged on some art supplies. Because that's what you do to celebrate things, art supplies, right? And I go to like check it later again, it went like down, like by about 50 bucks, not getting paid at the end of the month. And it's fine, but it was just like, because it was like, it's the first one. Oh man, that was brutal. So, but long story short, I'm getting some cool art supplies that I'm totally going to share with you guys when I get them. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to ship. I went out on a limb here on some new handmade watercolors from a seller I have not bought from before. Somebody on Etsy. I feel like I need to blow my nose. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sick. I think it's just going in and out of the cold so much. We've had like a cold spell here in California. I think going in and out of the cold weather has just made me really congested. So, hang on here while I degross myself. Alright, I am less gross now. This is not the ASMR experience you wanted, I'm sure. Let me say, I'm just kind of peeking at chat. You guys are just going to town there, which is awesome. That's horrendous. It was not the greatest feeling, but I quickly moved on from that. It was just, now it's funny. I'm seeing like Daniel Smith from Red. You know what I did? I just got their dot card for Daniel Smith. I'm planning eventually, I don't know when, doing a video, because what I haven't done is gotten a palette of Daniel Smith that I'm really happy with. Like, when I originally got the Daniel Smith colors that I did, I was really just brand new to watercolor. I've been doing art for years, but watercolor specifically was relatively new. And I didn't know what I liked and what I didn't like. But now it's been a year, and I've tried Schminke and A Gallo and Deep Deep Light, of course, and really gotten to know those paints really well, mainly because those are in half pans. But the Daniel Smith ones, I know you can get some in half pan, but they're mostly in tubes. I just don't gravitate toward those. Excuse me. So I got the dot card, and I'm going through them looking for the ones that are the most light fast, and I want to put together kind of a palette that I would like to collect eventually. I don't think I'm going to buy them all at once because nobody has infinite wealth, you know. But maybe over the next year or so I can collect them slowly. But I was planning on doing a video of like, okay, let's narrow this down to like 30, I don't know, 30 or so paints that I'd like to collect and make a custom palette. I've kind of neglected Daniel Smith a bit, and there are so many that are like really into Daniel Smith. Let's see, I did two. I took a chance on Poems About You. I think I want to say that Lily might have done some swatches for that company. I don't know. And just made a $50 purchase. She has 15%, I'm assuming, off yesterday. So that's awesome. So I picked up quite a few colors. That's awesome. And if you guys pick up paints and things like that, or want to share like art supplies, which is super fun, I'm glad they finally shared this. So on YouTube, you can now go to my community on my channel, and you guys can post on there. I don't know if you know that, but feel free to just go, I want to say go wild on there, but like PG wild. Go wild about art supplies on there. It's like, I probably should be specific. But you can post pictures, you can chat with each other, and of course chat with me on there too. But like the community tab is now truly a community tab where you guys can post and stuff. So I don't know if people are just being shy on there, or they just don't know that that's a capability that they have. But that's a thing that you can do now if people enable their communities, which I have on my channel. And if you're doing the like fill a sketchbook challenge like I'm doing, would love to see your sketchbook work on there too, because it's fun. I love community stuff. So that's my spiel of you can share things and pictures too. That's pretty. Okay. I think I'm done with clouds. Does that might need to dry just a touch. Well, the edge is dry. I'm really only concerned about the edge. I've got fly and asphalt mixed up. I think I want to put a little bit more of fly in there. And we're going to make our sky a little more gray. It's really more of a taupe. It's a warm gray. I'm thinking about making this one like a night scene with some rain. Just to do something a little different. Why not? Let's go crazy and have 2 times of day. Let's see, what is the difference between semi-transparent and semi-opaque? That is a good question. I think my best guess is if it's semi-opaque, maybe it leans more toward opaque. If it's semi-transparent, it leans more toward transparent. That's my best guess off the top of my head. And then some brands are kind of vague about how light fast or transparent or whatever. And they're all a little bit different. There's some nuance to it. Although I cannot say that I am an expert on that. There are so many people that have so much more knowledge than I do about like pigments and all of that. Okay, I'm gonna mix asphalt and bilberry and see what I get. Because I want kind of a night sky. That's fly. What am I doing? This is asphalt. Put some in there. Get some bilberry. Mix, mix, mix. And I'll just use this. The texture's not great, but I want to see what color it is. That's nice. Do I want more bilberry in there? I don't think so. That's fine. Okay. Let me just put my hands in wet paint. Goodness. I'm professional. I love all the bright non-light fast neon colors. I don't sell my work, so I love to mix inks and watercolors together. That's really cool. I used to actually paint with ink before I was doing watercolor. I don't like how that's bleeding. There we go. All right, night sky, here we go. And normally I would put maybe some color pencil on top, but this is a bit rougher texture of a paper. So I might actually do the details in watercolor. There we are. Let's see. You should show that process, Angie. I'd love to see it. With color pencils. Sorry, I'm catching up. I'm assuming you're meaning with the color pencils. There's a little bit of a delay in what you're hearing. I can write that down in just a second. It really depends on the type of painting that I'm doing, because there's so much that you can do with color pencils on top of watercolor. I know that Natasha Newton has done a lot of videos and stuff about that specifically because she does a lot of mixed media. She also uses gouache. I feel like my night sky isn't quite dark enough. I might need to do a layer on top of that. But it is a good start. Actually, I might work on top of it while it's wet so that it has a little bit more of a texture. There we go. That way those clouds stick out a little bit more. And when I go to put details on top, you can see them easier because of the contrast and value. I think I need to drink some tea. Let's see. Oh, the process for inks. Oh, that would be fun too if people are interested. It's very similar. Gosh, I haven't done that in quite a while. Let's see. And I actually do not like using Arches paper for ink. I find that it spreads too much from what I like doing with it. So I actually use Canson because it sits on top of the paper better. And I can manipulate it a little bit more. There we go. I think I'm going to mute myself and blast this with a hairdryer real quick. Okay, I'm back. And let's see. Let's do some raindrops. Goodness. Might have to get a cough drop before this is over. I promise I'm not dying. It's really just the cold air. It got so cold. Well, cold for California. I'll say that. Alright. No. I'll just go for bilberry, I guess. Now, I tried raindrops before and I found them kind of difficult. I don't do very detailed brush work very often. I have a new level of respect for like, I don't know if you've seen Natasha Newton's work with all of those fine lines and little tiny details she does with brushes. Oh my goodness. She's so good. I know she tried to step away from that a little bit because it was actually really hard on her to do that so much. So my strategy is I'm drawing a line and then drawing lines next to it at the base to make it a little bit wider. And then I have a raindrop. Just kind of round it off. There we go. Those look like raindrops, right? Yeah, Natasha's work is so good. And Helen's influenced me too. Amazing. Alright, it's good practice. I'm practicing. I don't know if anybody else is painting while you're watching, but so I'm really glad that I'm actually doing a couple of months focusing in my sketchbook and like making myself do it. The other part of it too is like having opened up a business last year, painting for fun, it just disappeared. Like, cause I teach full time. I have a full time job, and then like came home and I'm working my second job doing this, just experimenting and playing and stuff. It's really hard to fit it in. So I'm glad we're doing this. It was way too big. I think part of my problem is I don't have a brush suitable for this. So I don't really paint this tiny very often. Do I have... Let me take a peek and see if I have anything better. Not in my main area here. I had a peek in a drawer. Did I get rid of those? I might have. Yep. Not there. Okay, we're just gonna do the best that we can with this brush. This is just a really cheap brush. I might have to look into detail brushes. Like, oh darn, I had to buy another art supply. It's like, that's going on the research list. I'll see if Princeton has some small ones. I'm really happy with those brushes. Here we go. I thought I was done with art for the night, but now I feel like going back to it. Well, as long as you're not being like, I'm gonna stay up all night and I'm gonna be tired for work, you know, it's up to you. Try, because it's night for a lot of you. I fully intend on having a less than healthy lunch to spoil myself with some comfort food and then probably take a nap. It might throw off my sleep schedule a little bit, but I think my body is like, you need to rest before we get sick. Thankfully, I've already gotten groceries for the day. Well, for the week, really. Did that this morning, and I put on a crock pot full of homemade chili, and that's just going to cook all day and make my house smell nice. And so I can just wake up and have a bowl of hot chili and some bread later, and it just sounds so good. Let's see. I'm at the age where if I'm not in bed by 9 p.m., I'm cranky. Yes, that is how that is. I gotta get up for school tomorrow. It's a school night. And I can't be cranky with the kids. That is just... That doesn't work that way. Especially like my first class is 5th graders. That certainly doesn't work. Yeah, I hit a wall at 9 p.m. Alright, this is going okay. It looks like raindrops. I'm happy with myself. I'm not doing this for 2 pages though. I have an idea in mind for the other side. And it is not this. Otherwise I would be painting while you would be long fast asleep. And this is not a big sketchbook. This is like less than 5 inches. Chili and butter cornbread. Ooh. Excuse me. Cornbread is so good. I like honey on it though. My son is also in 5th grade. So it's structure and routine. Yes. Yeah, just a moment. Yes, I find structure and routine and a really good sense of humor goes a long way with a 5th grader. And definitely picking your battles. When you're like outnumbered, you're staring at 26 5th graders. And they're looking back at you, some of them. And I teach art, so I try to let it be kind of a break for them during the day. Like last week when they were doing their work, I played a bunch of video game music from games that they play. It keeps them happy. It's like the one time they can do that during the day. They can't really do that during math class or something, you know? And sometimes if I'm feeling silly, I throw in the theme music for Peppa Pig or something like that. It gets their attention real quick. Like, what are you doing? Or Bluey. Let's see. You're brave, Angie. I mean, I gotta earn a living somehow. How I managed to get into education, I don't know. Actually, I do know, but I originally planned to be a marriage and family therapist, and I have a master's degree in psychology, counseling psychology, and by the time I was done with my master's, um, we hit a recession and I could not support myself being a trainee, because you need to be a trainee for 2 years once you get your degree. So, in California, if you have a master's degree, you do not need a credential to teach in private schools. So I started working with kids. I had actually been teaching before that, but I taught horseback riding to kids before that. That's what I did in college. So, yeah, I would guess I'm valuable within the community. I'm not sure if people, without knowing my background, would agree with that. I'm definitely the eccentric art teacher. That is who I am. That is the role that I play. But I'll tell you, the background in psychology helps with parent meetings. Not that I'm using technically my degree in those meetings, because that would be like a misuse. Like, there are very strict laws about acting out of what your job role is, or acting in any manner like a psychologist or psychiatrist when you do not have a license. Like, that people take very seriously. So, you don't even touch that. But as far as running a meeting where it can be a little tense, background certainly does help. And also, being a student myself that had learning disabilities, that also helps be a little empathetic with those that struggle with similar things. Like, I was diagnosed with ADHD back in the 80s, when that was kind of unheard of for it to be diagnosed with, girls. And back then they really didn't understand it very much. I'm glad it's getting a little more attention and people are treating it a little more seriously, but hope the trend continues and people just are. Like, there's a big stigmatism with it, and that's kind of diminishing a little bit. Anyways. Alright, we have survived raindrops. I think I'm satisfied with my raindrops there, and I'm going to do something different on this side. I need white. I'm going to use my Chinese white. This is Winsor & Newton. Let's just mix up a few colors here. There we go. I remember you sharing this a while ago and it caught my attention because I was diagnosed at 44. Oh yeah, I remember that. And sometimes it's so hard to see in girls. It's not as easy to recognize some of the time. Like I'm sure like I'm not the type of person to be running your ear off talking normally outside of the live stream sphere or bouncing off the walls. I don't really get hyper. Like that's not the area of the of the distraction for me. So, excuse me. I apologize. That's probably terrible to listen to. Um, but anyways, it was more the disorganization, um, lack of focus, things like that. Like all the external hyperactiveness that you see in some people with ADHD, like that's all in my brain. And it never stops. It's never quiet in there. And so it's hard to concentrate because my attention is on so many different things and it's very internal. So outwardly, it just looks like I'm a space cadet. So you being diagnosed at such an early age was crucial, I'm sure, to getting the support and help you needed. My parents got educated about it very quickly, and they were a big help. That was, and it was a learning curve for all of us. Like having to support somebody with ADHD, and also myself, like as a child, understanding myself better. And that didn't go the greatest. Like when I was a kid, my self-esteem was like terrible. Like, did not have any. And that's unfortunately common. But when I got older and got to know myself better and what works and what doesn't, it was like, oh yeah, I'm not really dumb. It's just my brain works differently. I think more and more people discovering that and just learning strategies need to change for some people. Like it's really empowering. And I really hope for myself that I can at least give a shred of that to my students that struggle with that. Because it's the worst when you feel that you're different and you're out of control. Like that's the really disheartening thing. It's like you can't be like the other kids and you don't know why and you don't know how to stop it. It's really just defeating. So giving kids tools is so important. When my psych asked me to describe how I felt, I told him that I felt like a computer with over 1,000 tabs open. Oh, that makes so much sense. All operating at the same time and never shutting down. Yeah, and none of them complete their tasks. That is so true. That's such a good analogy. That's it right there. They were very dismissive back in the day. Yeah. And so many of us, as misbehaving child, when it was our brain working different. Yeah. I mean, there might have been a little bit of misbehavior. We're still kids. But a lot of the not fitting in and conforming to classroom norms and things like that. Yeah. It's not 100% in the control of the kid at that time. Okay, so I've got some pastels mixed up. I just used the same colors with some Chinese white. And I'm gonna try doing some lines. Oh, I hope this is opaque enough. It might not be. I might need to add some more white. It might be a ratio of like paint to water that, like, you can see it a little bit on screen. Like in person this is really pretty faint. Okay, let's get some more white. There we go. Let's try that. That's a little better. There we go. Eccentric art teacher, yes. So don't mind me hijacking the chat about this. The subject hits me very differently. I'm still connecting all my personal dots. Yeah. Oh, you're very welcome. And wish you all the best in that journey and getting to know yourself. I know for me, like, the biggest change, like, professionally was how to be organized and not kind of... There's so many spinning plates, especially as a teacher. And keeping track of all that, like, I had to externalize it. It had to be in a planner or in software. I used a planner online for a while. I have reminders going off on my phone. Otherwise, I lose track of time instantly. Like, all the timekeeping and detail-oriented, like, information tracking, I had to externalize it because my brain will not do it. And then working on, like, the social aspect of it, that's an ongoing process to this day, and probably will be until I die. Like, people are challenging for me. Just in, like, sometimes I just don't get it, and people don't get me a lot of the time too. And my motivations and thoughts about things. And they misread my face a lot. I've got resting cranky face syndrome. So, and usually most of the time, if my face looks angry, it's because I'm thinking really hard about something. And so at work, like, if I have a co-teacher or something, I tell them, like, the first day, it's like, hey, if I'm thinking about lesson plans, I'm not mad at you. Like, I will look like I am just, like, in the worst mood ever. I'm really just thinking about what I'm teaching next week. It's not about you. And they typically don't really believe me until, like, a month in. They're like, oh yeah, that's just your face. I'm like, yeah. So sometimes just being really upfront with people is like, hey, this is how I function. If you're at all worried about me being mad, just let me know. I don't think people are going to notice any difference in color with this, and pastels are probably not going to. I don't know, maybe slightly. I'll just keep going with what I'm doing, it's fine. I was debating in my head the conversation I had without you while I was actually talking to you. That happens too. Was should I just use the Chinese white by itself? Or keep going with mixing the pastels? And I don't know. We're gonna keep going with this and see what happens. Here we go. Oh, thank you so much. I love granulating watercolors. They're my favorite. Hands down. Like when I go through, like when I actually went through them yesterday, the dot card for Daniel Smith, I highlighted all the ones that were light fast and granulating. I was like, there's 266 colors here. I'm not swatching them all. Not in one day, not in one video. It's like, I know I like granulating watercolors and they have to be light fast, so let's just narrow it down to that. And even with doing that, there was a lot of highlighting. Like, I didn't leave out much. It's like, I have a lot of choices to make. Didn't they have some, like, pearlescent ones and iridescent ones that are also light fast? I was like, I might do just a separate video on those. I was like, I don't know how much I would use them in my work. I've been kind of curious about using iridescent paints. I was like, I might use them for fun. I'm not sure if that would sell or not. I don't think people associate glitter and fine art together very much. But we'll see. I need to get past February and the next shop update. There's my other big project that I'm working on besides the sketchbook. I've set aside a lot of time this month to finish the paintings for that, and I'm also trying to get a zine together for that in time for the launch. So, and for that I need to get the zine paintings all done by the end of the month if I'm going to order them in time. Let's see. I want the electric blue color. I will look out for that one. They should. I love sparkle and shine in my whimsical work. It's fun to play with. I will give it that. You know, I did sell one painting in college. That was literally covered in glitter. And my art professor was so not happy about that. It was so funny. Like, I didn't get an art degree. Like, both of my degrees are in psychology, but I did take the occasional, like, painting class. I think this was, like, introductory painting. It's like painting 1. And it's just a bunch of these students that had to get it for, like, their elective credits and everything. So, most of them may be curious about art. At least half of them they're just trying to pass a class to get the credits. And then there was me, and I had not done any painting up at until that point. I had mostly done color pencil work. And there was one other, I want to say girl. Like, we were just We were kids right out of high school at that point. We were kids. And this was and I don't mean this to be offensive in any way, but I don't know how else to put it, the girliest girl I've ever met in my life. And she was so sweet, and sunshine and rainbows and everything. And she really wanted a painting for me. And she wanted a unicorn prancing through a magical forest with a castle in the background. And I have always been kind of, I like muted colors, like I like wearing a lot of black. Like, I was just not that person. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna make this in any way tolerable for me to paint, like, I can't paint this all pink. My soul can't handle it. Like, I think I did it black and white and then glazed color on top of it. And then, because I knew that she would just find it so great, I took literally a jar of glitter and put a coat of varnish on top of the painting, and then just like dumped the glitter on top and then shook it off, and that's how I finished the painting. And she loved it. She loved it so much, and I brought it to her in class, and my professor like shook in horror at the prancing unicorn covered in glitter. And all that came out of his mouth was just like, it was almost like a whisper. He's just like, glitter. He ran away. And then we just constantly threatened to cover his office in glitter. It was really funny. He did not like me very much until about maybe 3 years later. Then we had an understanding. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Anyways, glitter in paintings. And also our professors taking things too seriously. He was a nice guy. Anyways, I hope my college ramblings are somewhat entertaining. I never know. That's the hard thing about live streaming, or one of them, is you start in on a story and then halfway through you realize you can't look at people's faces to see how they're reacting. It's like, this could be really boring to them, but I'm just gonna keep going and fill the space. So I'll find out when I look at my stats on YouTube later. Or if I start to see the viewers drop. I was like, alright, that's not popular. But anyways. Not boring. Okay, thank you. I can imagine those old school teachers just like anything fun. He was just kind of a different guy. Like a lot of artists are. We're just all kind of unique and live in our own little worlds to some extent. He was a good guy. He needed to lighten up a little bit though. I remember like the exact moment, because I had gone down to get my mail. It was back when I lived on campus, and he was in the mail room too. And we're the only two people down there. It must have been on the weekend. And passed him, and he just had the the resting angry face, as some of us do. And I was just this young college kid being dumb. And I yelled out his name. I'm not going to say his name on the internet, but I yelled out his name. I was like, can you please smile just once? And he turned around and he's like, can you please stop giggling just once? And then he cracked a smile and I was like, okay, we're good now. He was cool after that. I don't know why it took him that long to warm up, but I'm glad we got there. Gosh, that was funny. And then I took this advanced art class with only 4 students in it, including myself, and we had a good time. Painting on walls and doing all sorts of stuff. I have to go, but I really, really, really enjoyed watching it. Oh, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. You're probably going to bed at this point, but have a good week too. And what do we have next week? I did all of my videos ahead of time because I needed time to paint. I think next week, we're doing Chinese New Year painting. It's the year of the fire horse. I already have it in my sketchbook right here, but that would be spoilers to show you right now. And then I also did a tutorial for some unique Valentine cards. That one was really fun. So those are coming up. And then I don't think I'm doing another live stream until toward the end of February. I want to keep them about a month apart, but I've got a shop update in between, and that takes a lot of time. I think having made the link for the stream sooner helped to have people over. You can let me know in the chat if that was helpful, having the notify me link. I don't know if you guys used that or not. YouTube notifications are not always to be trusted. I feel like the live stream ones are a little more reliable. I've been trying to post more in the community chat, and that seems to help too. And I also posted in Substack. I don't know if people are coming from Substack or not. And that's been actually growing a lot recently. I think I'm closing on about 50 subscribers on there, which is great because I would like to use that as my newsletter for shop updates. And potentially if I wanted to do something like any kind of membership, I think I would do it over on Substack instead of Patreon or YouTube. YouTube I'm considering because it's just easy for people, but YouTube takes half of the membership subscription money, and I think it's a little bit better over on Substack, but we'll see. Right now I don't have really the time to balance that out, but sometime in the future maybe. What is Substack? That is an excellent question. So how would I describe that? It's like if you took Facebook but made it more toward blogs, and you can also put videos on there too. So it's like this weird cross between like Facebook, Patreon, a blog site, and YouTube. And to some extent, like Instagram-ish. It's really unique, and so far, like, it's been a really good experience over there. If you wanted to check it out, like, none of the stuff I have on there is behind a paywall right now. It's all free. And there's a link in the description of the live stream if you wanted to check it out. So, how long have you been going? Oh, it's 11:30, so about an hour and a half. Okay. Maybe I'll do a little bit of detailing with pencil on top of this, and then we'll call it a day. Of course, we gotta have the official tape peeling ceremony later. But I think I want to do some detailing on there first. Just for funsies. I've got my Caran d'Ache pencils and also some Derwent drawing pencils out. And then also over on Substack, if you like swatch videos at all, I've got a library of different swatches that I've done over on Substack, and you can download those for free. And they're all under one post. It just says swatch library or watercolor swatch library, something like that. And also if I do any tutorials and there's a template for something, I put it over on the Substack. I have several more of those planned for this year. I didn't do a lot of it last year. That's relatively new for my channel, but I wanted to try it this year, so all of those templates are going to be over there for free. I suppose I should say what colors these are too, just so people know. Let's see if I can read it. This is Payne's Gray and French Gray. Those are the two I've been using so far. just lightly going over the surface of the paper. So it kind of mimics the granulation of the watercolor. Just adding a little bit of shadow. And do I want to use that? No. Oops. Let me just drop the pencil. I don't think I can pick that up from where it fell right now. I'll get it later. Not using Ruby Earth today, it's lost to time. Okay, this is just black. I think I might use this for some of the rain on this side, but I think I'm going to sharpen it first. And see, that's what I'd like to do with my work this year, use colored pencils on top of it. The texture is so beautiful. I love working this way. I don't think I ever have, like, it's rare that I do a painting without color pencil on top. It was the same when I worked with ink too. I'd always put the color pencil on top of that. I think I'll actually move the palette now that I'm not painting anymore. There we go. I've actually got quite a few pencils over here. Let's just move that over here. There we go. That's not bright enough. Let's see. Maybe a gray. Let's sharpen this. I'm not sure the Derwent pencils are going to be the best choice. They're so soft. which they're opaque enough, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get a fine enough line. I guess it's okay. That's too thick. Thought I saw that I had... Oh, here we go. This is a polychromos pencil. If you want fine details, they're really great for that. They're an oil-based pencil, and they're harder than the Caran d'Ache or the Derwent, so you can get a finer tip. Alright, I think that's about done. I think it's time to take the tape off, which is always great good fun. Here we go. And I'm hoping it didn't bleed under this, but I think it might have. Oh, it didn't. That's good. There we go. There's our rain clouds. That's actually super cute. I'm really happy with how that came out. Here we are. Well, I think that's where we're going to end for today. I hope you guys had a good time. I did. It was great to visit with you guys and just kind of relax and paint. Have an easy start to my Sunday. I hope it was an easy end for some of your Sundays. I know it's kind of late for you. But we'll be back for another video next week. Until then, have a wonderful week. I hope it is lacking in stress. And I'll see you guys soon.